Hi, it's Gary here with my June blog. I realised that I hadn't done any blogging since February, and some of you may be interested in what's been happening in my random world that I occupy. I've been trying to get jobs completed, projects underway. I've actually really surprised myself and created, in my opinion, quite a wonderful music video with Mark Cherrington and Chris Gard. It's their cover of Erotica. This can be found on my YouTube channel. Please do give it a watch. Be lovely. It's good fun. In the last couple of months I've done a couple of weddings, which is not something I do a great deal of, for no specific reason. Is I don't get asked an awful lot. However, I am a little bit kind of choosy about the people that I do weddings for. They either have to come with a bit of an interesting demographic, or that I really like the people. I did do a wedding for my lovely friends Jack and Nick. It was up in Newcastle, so it was quite a trek to get there, but not an unpleasant journey. One of the things that I really enjoyed about the day was the beautiful location of the actual ceremony. Seriously, a photographer could not go wrong in that location, and the weather was absolutely perfect. And yeah, I absolutely say it was just such a fab occasion to be the photographer on, and what a wonderful group of friends and relations that came along to the ceremony, who were just such good fun to be around. And I personally feel I've come away with some really nice intimate moments of people chatting and having fun and meeting each other, which is one of the most beautiful things about occasions like that. Jack did actually set me a challenge, which, as most of you know, I do enjoy a challenge. And so, as he's such a huge film buff, he asked me to recreate an iconic photograph that was featured in the film The Shining, which is of Jack Nicholson at the front of this party that he shouldn't have been at because of the time. It was clearly many years apart, and he had no recollection of it. There's actually quite a moment in the film, and that film came out when I was a teenager, or in my early 20s, and it's a film that I was really anticipating because it was Kubrick. I'd read the book previously, and I really enjoyed the book. However, I found the film a little bit on the disappointing side, and recently I've revisited it, and there's a wonderful documentary about it, and it gives you such an insight to Kubrick's approach and so many of the very clever visual clues and disturbances within the film. I highly recommend that documentary, because it talks about things like the little boy Danny, his cart ride through the corridors can't physically be done because the layout of the Overlook Hotel, and there's other things like the interview with the Jack Nicholson character, the room, the view from the window is not possible. So there's this wonderful depth of visual information that your eye doesn't immediately see. So I've grown to love The Shining. So when Jack asked me to recreate this picture, it was like, hell yes. This is something that, as a photographer, you really don't get asked things like that very, very often. And also, you don't often have the opportunity to do it. And yeah, kudos to Jack for bringing the thought process together, and certainly having a realization of where the actual picture was to be shot was actually, it made it very, very achievable. So my time to shine was at 9 p.m, where just before the music was going to come on, and somebody has actually sent me a picture of me directing the crowd, and I'm going to say I felt like a fucking rock star when I was there. I was getting people to do what I wanted them to do, and having analysed the picture, there's a lot more in it that, again, you initially see. There's a party vibe to it, but also when you study the people's faces, not everybody's attention is straight towards the camera, and there are people moving from left to right, and people looking from left to right and giving different gazes. So there's a whole bunch of different focal points. There's a whole bunch of different emotions that go on within the picture, and there's something that I myself as a photographer, and one of the reasons what inspired me to do photography in the first instance was the ability to tell a story, even though that story is, on this occasion, is fabricated. So yeah, I was on that stage, I got that mic, I was getting people to look this way, look that way, feel this way, and obviously Jack had got his pose absolutely bang on, and it was a rock star moment for everybody. And I'm going to say it's such a great request to have, because you really don't have much time on those occasions to stage it entirely. And I think if we'd have staged it, that would have been would have lost that vibe. So yeah, the pressure was on. It was a great pressure to have, and it would. And again, I have to really say the crowd were just amazing, and it is a real privilege to get asked to do something like that, and then rather than just be one of these whim ideas, oh yeah, let's recreate this or let's emulate that. It really, it was planned, and it happened, and I'm so delighted, and I was so excited by the actual yeah, the challenge. It was, say, very exciting. So I will put it upon here so you can have a look at it, and I will post it on social media so you can get a closer look if you wish. Yeah, I had to make minor changes on the day, which was I wasn't high enough on the stage to give the right sort of elevation, but so I personalised it a little bit. Yes, Jack, I should have bought my step ladders, and yeah, health and safety, yeah, I know, whatevs. So yeah, I've cropped it in a different format, which is the elongated, that's 16.9, which I thought was quite a nice reference to the for the ratio of the actual film itself. But if I had my step ladders, I could have got higher, and it would have the actual format. But that's minor detail. So yeah, it's one of those. It's a shot that I am so super proud of, and that's my, yeah, it's a shot that I'm absolutely super proud of, and one of the things that I love about what I can do for people is individualise. I can individualise rather than going down the route of the usual. So there's certain images that for me in the last 12 months that have really, when I was taking them, I thought, oh fuck, this is great. Then actually seeing it on the screen, there's one or two, there's shots that just give me that real pixel high. This year photographed this really super fantastic guy called Matthew. He's got a rare form of motor neurone disease. He came to me because he wanted some body positivity photography done. It was such a humbling request to get on the day. What an amazing experience. The guy is just fantastic. He's a superhero. Yeah, and it was his birthday a couple of days ago, so happy birthday, Matthew. And last year, I think it might have been around about this time, there was Chris that came to the studio to celebrate 10 years of chest surgery. Again, a really humbling experience to be asked to do that for somebody that was so anxious about being in the studio situation but wanted to celebrate something deeply personal. So I'm always up for requests like these, so please don't hesitate. Final thing, I have recently added 2 pages to my website. There's Cityscapes and Fetish. I've been working on some digital art, all original photography. It's all mine. It's nothing that's taken from any other photographer or any other artist. It's all my original work. There are limited edition prints. They're actual G-clay prints that I have up for sale. So please do browse. I'm super proud of them, and I will pop up a little QR code because I believe I can do that now. So there'll be one this side for Cityscapes and one this side for the fetish ones. So you have an awesome day. Catch you later, folks.